The world owes you nothing. That's the truth most people spend their whole lives trying to avoid. No one's coming to save you, fix you, or feel sorry for you. The world doesn't care about your story, your pain, or your reasons. You can sit there and complain about how unfair everything is, or you can get up and start fighting for what you want. But understand this, the world doesn't hand out sympathy, it hands out consequences. If you don't put in the work, you don't get the reward. If you don't take responsibility, you stay stuck. Life doesn't bend for your feelings. It bends for your effort, your hunger, and your willingness to keep moving when everything inside you wants to quit. People waste so much energy blaming others for where they are. They blame their parents, their past, their circumstances, their luck. But that's not power, that's weakness. The moment you start pointing fingers, you give up control. The second you accept that nobody owes you anything, you reclaim that control. The world doesn't owe you a good life, success, or happiness. Those things are earned. They come to the ones who wake up early, who stay late, who grind in silence when no one's watching. You want success? You better be ready to bleed for it, sweat for it, sacrifice for it, because the world won't hand it to you. It'll test you, break you, and push you to your limits just to see if you're serious. Too many people expect life to be fair. They expect opportunities to come knocking because they're good people, because they've suffered, because they deserve it. But the world doesn't work that way. It rewards persistence, not pity. It respects effort, not excuses. You could have the hardest story, the toughest past, and still go nowhere if you don't move. The world doesn't care about your pain unless you turn that pain into power. It doesn't care about your dreams unless you chase them with everything you have. You can talk all day about what you want, but talk is cheap. The only thing that counts is what you do. When you stop expecting the world to care, something changes inside you. You stop waiting. You stop wishing. You stop depending on people to lift you. You start building your own strength. You start grinding for your own goals. You start creating your own opportunities instead of waiting for permission. That's the turning point, when you stop being a victim and start becoming a warrior. Because the truth is, no one's going to pick you up when you fall. No one's going to drag you across the finish line. It's on you every single day. It's on you. You either show up or you don't. You either push through or you quit. There is no in between. You've got to build a mindset so strong that even when no one believes in you, you keep going. Because belief is not something you borrow. It's something you build. And when you finally accept that the world owes you nothing, you stop chasing validation. You stop begging for support. You start becoming unstoppable. You start moving with purpose, not permission. You stop complaining about what you don't have and start working with what you do have. Every excuse, every complaint, every moment of self-pity becomes fuel. You use it to drive harder, train longer, and prove that you're not here to be handed anything. You're here to earn everything. The world is cold, it's harsh, it's indifferent, but that's what makes it beautiful. Because in that indifference, there's freedom. You're free to rise as high as your grind will take you. You're free to rewrite your story through sheer willpower. You're free to turn pain into strength, fear into fire, and failure into fuel. The world owes you nothing, but it gives you everything you need. The chance to work, to suffer, to grow, to become something no one thought you could be. That's the deal. You either accept it and rise, or deny it and stay stuck. The world doesn't care which one you choose. ChatGPT said, "There are excuses, don't build strength." Every complaint, every pity party, every moment you waste feeling sorry for yourself kills progress. It doesn't make you better. It makes you weaker. People spend so much time explaining why they can't instead of proving that they can. Excuses are like chains. They keep you tied to the same place, the same habits, the same results. You can dress them up, you can justify them, but at the end of the day, they're still holding you back. Every excuse you make is a vote against your own potential. Every complaint you speak is a wall you build between who you are and who you could be. Strength doesn't come from comfort. Strength comes from doing what you don't want to do, from pushing through when you rather quit, from facing the things that make you uncomfortable. But most people never see what they're capable of because they choose the easy way out. They say they're tired, busy, unlucky, misunderstood. They've got a reason for everything, and that reason becomes their cage. Excuses are nothing but protection for the ego. They protect you from responsibility, but they also protect you from growth. The moment you stop making excuses is the moment you start taking control. Because when you own your weakness, you can change it. When you blame others, you stay stuck in it. Every time you complain about how hard it is, remember, hard is the point. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. Growth happens when you do what's hard, what's painful, what most people avoid. The ones who win are not the ones who had it easy. They're the ones who showed up even when it was brutal. Every rep in the gym, every early morning, every moment of silence when no one's cheering you on. That's where strength is built. But it only happens when you stop looking for an escape route. Every time you say, I can't, you teach your mind to surrender. Every time you say, I'll try tomorrow, you train yourself to procrastinate. The truth is, you don't need more motivation. You need more accountability. You need to stop explaining why you're not where you want to be and start doing what it takes to get there. Excuses feel good in the moment because they let you off the hook. They tell you that you're not the problem, that life is unfair, that someone else has it easier. But deep down, you know that's not the truth. You know you could do more. You know you could push harder. You know you've still got gears you haven't even touched yet. The people who rise in life aren't the ones with the best circumstances. They're the ones who refuse to let excuses run their lives. They use pain as a signal, not a sentence. They turned every obstacle into an opportunity to prove they're built different. If you want to be strong, you've got to stop talking about what's holding you back and start doing something about it. Every complaint is time wasted. Every excuse is energy lost. You could have used that energy to pain is the price of growth. Suffering isn't punishment. It's the tuition for greatness grind in silence. Real power doesn't scream. It shows results. Power doesn't announce itself. It moves in silence, patiently building, patiently waiting. The ones who make the most noise are usually the ones doing the least. They talk about their dreams, their goals, their next big move. But talking doesn't create results. Work does. The grind doesn't care about your words. It only respects your actions. Every time you open your mouth to prove something, you're wasting energy that could have been used to improve yourself. The strongest people in the room aren't the loudest. They're the ones who've already done the work and don't need to prove it to anyone. Grinding in silence means mastering the art of staying low while you build high. It means disappearing for a while so you can return unrecognizable. It's about putting your head down, blocking out the noise, and focusing on what actually matters, the process. While others chase attention, you chase progress. While others brag about plans, you execute them. When you grind in silence, you remove the need for validation. You stop needing people to see your struggle, your hustle, or your sacrifice. You let the results speak for themselves because results always speak louder than noise. Most people fail because they want to be seen working more than they want to do the actual work. They want the applause before they've earned it. They want the title before they've built the skill. But the real ones know that greatness is forged in private. The gym at 5 a.m., when it's just you and the sound of your heartbeat. The long nights when the world's asleep and you're still locked in, grinding towards something nobody else understands. That's the grind. That's the silence that builds monsters. You don't post about it. You don't talk about it. You live it. Every day, every moment, every breath is invested into becoming better, sharper, stronger. Silence builds focus. When you stop trying to impress people, you start impressing yourself. You start noticing small improvements that no one else can see yet. You become addicted to progress, not praise. You realize that attention is a distraction, that the crowd's approval can never replace your own commitment. The world is filled with people who make noise about change, but never actually change. Grinding in silence separates you from them. It builds a mental toughness that can't be faked. When no one's watching, there's no pressure, no reward, just you and the work. And that's where character is formed. That's where you build the kind of strength that doesn't fade when life gets hard. Grinding in silence doesn't mean hiding forever. It means understanding timing. You don't reveal your moves until they're complete. You don't talk about your plans until they're already done. You don't explain your hustle to anyone because they don't need to understand it. You're not doing this for attention. You're doing it for evolution. Every day, every rep, every second spent in the dark is an investment in the future version of yourself. You're sharpening your weapons while everyone else is sleeping. You're preparing your mind, body, and spirit to handle what's coming next. And when the time comes, your results will roar louder than any words ever could. Silence is strength. It's discipline. It's maturity. It's confidence. It means you've learned that the work speaks for itself. It means you've outgrown the need for applause because you're too busy building something real. It means you trust your process enough to not rush validation. Real power doesn't need to broadcast itself because it knows what it's capable of. Lions don't announce when they're going to hunt. They just move quietly, effectively, and when it's time, they strike. Grinding in silence turns you into that kind of predator. Focused, patient, and deadly. Every hour you spend working when nobody knows your name. Every drop of sweat that goes unseen. Every sacrifice you make in the dark. It all adds up. One day, when you finally step into the light, the results will do all the talking for you. The same people who doubted you will fall silent. Not because you told them to, but because your results left them speechless. That's what it means to grind in silence. No need for noise, no need for validation, no need to scream. Just consistent, ruthless execution until your success becomes undeniable. Ibrahim. Earn respect, don't demand it. Respect is built through discipline, not words. Anyone can talk about what they're going to do, how hard they're going to work, and how much they deserve recognition. But words don't mean anything without action behind them. You can't demand respect just because you want it. You can't force people to value you just because you think you've worked hard. Respect isn't given, it's earned, one action at a time, through consistency, effort, and relentless discipline. The truth is, most people waste time chasing approval instead of building results. They want to be respected without doing the things that earn respect. But life doesn't work like that. You don't get respect by shouting louder. You get it by showing up when nobody else will, by keeping promises, by holding yourself to a standard even when no one's watching. Discipline is the currency of respect. When people see you doing the work day after day, when they see you grinding without complaining, when they see you walking the talk, that's when respect starts to grow. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. Every time you show up when you don't feel like it, every time you choose effort over excuses, every time you keep pushing when it would be easier to quit, you're earning something that can't be bought. Respect isn't built overnight. It's built through repetition, through habits, through small, invisible victories that add up over time. The loudest people in the room are rarely the most respected. They demand recognition because they haven't done enough to earn it. True respect doesn't need to shout. It doesn't need attention. It doesn't need validation. It speaks through presence, through performance, through results. When you live with discipline, people notice without you having to say a word. Your work ethic speaks louder than any speech you could give. Your actions become proof of your character. And that's what real respect is. It's a reflection of your consistency under pressure, your endurance through struggle, and your refusal to compromise your standards no matter what. Discipline separates those who are respected from those who are ignored. Anyone can have a good day, but few can keep showing up on bad ones. Anyone can look motivated when things are easy, but few can keep going when everything falls apart. The ones who earn respect are the ones who do it anyway. They don't need motivation. They rely on discipline. They don't wait for the right mood. They create it through action. That's what builds respect. Doing what you said you do long after the mood has faded. When people see that level of consistency, they recognize it. They might not always say it, but they feel it. They know you're different because most people can't sustain that kind of focus. Respect built on discipline lasts longer than respect built on fear or popularity. Fear fades, popularity shifts, but discipline, that's something no one can take from you. It's the foundation of every strong reputation, every legacy, every achievement worth having. Discipline is what keeps your name solid when others fall off. It's what makes people trust you, depend on you, and follow your lead. You can't demand that kind of respect. You have to live it. Every action, every decision, every choice either builds or breaks your credibility. And once you lose it, words won't bring it back. Only consistent effort will. Respect doesn't come from talking about discipline. It comes from being disciplined when it's inconvenient. It's easy to do the right thing when people are watching, but the real test happens when nobody sees. Do you still push yourself when there's no reward? Do you still hold yourself accountable when there's no audience? That's where true discipline lives. And that's where true respect is earned. Because when the results finally come, when success starts showing up, everyone will know it wasn't luck. It was effort, commitment, and integrity. You didn't demand respect. You became the kind of person who commands it naturally through work ethic and consistency. Earning respect is a slow, quiet process. It takes years to build and seconds to destroy. That's why discipline matters so much. It keeps you aligned with your purpose when your emotions try to pull you off track. It keeps you sharp when the world gets comfortable. The ones who earn respect don't talk about being disciplined. They live it. They prove it through action, through sacrifice, through a relentless pursuit of excellence.